Hi, Ben and Calvin. I decided to see if it would work reading a book to you boys at night. And here's the first book I'm going to try to read to you, and it's called Lickety Split. Who are you? Down by the pond on a bright summer morning, Lickety saw his reflection and found it quite boring. His sides were too fat and his neck much too long. He was sure his creator had done something wrong. His legs were too short, his tail slowed him down. His skin was too green and his head far too round. As he sat and reflected, a blur caught his eye. A shadow passed over. It had come from the sky. Far, far above him, a winged reptile soared, and Lickety decided that he was quite bored. "I'm tired of being me," young Lickety said, as the reptile flew down over Lickety's head. There's the reptile, a pterodactyl. So he climbed to the top of a steep rocky ledge. "I'll fly like the birds," was the dinosaur's pledge. Lickety ran on the cliff till his feet left the ground. Good grief, he was airborne, all 10,000 pounds. What's going to happen? The sky was so clear, it was great flying weather, but it was hard to stay up. Oh, he needed some feathers. For a moment he hung there, as proud as could be, till, still flapping his arms, Lickety plunged to the sea. Suddenly, surrounded by a wet world of wonder, Lickety held in his breath. He was 40 feet under. "Why, this is just perfect. I've been granted my wish. No more land lubbing for me. I will live like a fish." So here's Lickety swimming with the fish in the sea. Other creatures soon gathered to watch Lickety swim. You might find it easier if you'd try growing fins. Embarrassed and sad, with his last puff of air, Lickety swam to the shore thinking, "Life's just not fair." Clearly he could not live in the sky or the sea, but for sure he could live like an ape in a tree. "Ha ha," Lickety hollered, "I've found it at last. Now my dinosaur days are a thing of the past." So he started his new life just a branch at a time. He went right to the top before ending his climb. "What an achievement," thought Lickety. "The new me has found why these apes have made it. You can see all around." Look at the monkeys looking all around. The tree started swaying with Lickety's 10,000 pounds. Then that very tall tree, it bent right to the ground because Lickety was too heavy. The tree couldn't hold those 10,000 pounds. So that wasn't going to work. Lickety had a great thought as he lay in the dirt. "Why, I'll try underground where I can't be hurt." Lickety tightened his claws and he dug up the ground. He was sure his identity now would be found. He tunneled and shoveled till everything was dark and was shocked when a gopher exclaimed with a bark, "Get out of my home, you're too big for this place." But his bark softened slightly when he saw the sad face. "I'm sorry," I shouted, "but what I tell you is true. Eating lugworms and beetle bugs just isn't for you." So Lickety slowly climbed out. He'd reached the end of his rope, but then a creature flashed by and filled him with hope. A bouncy beast with long, thin legs, whose obvious gift was speed. "That's it, of course. To change myself, fast movement is what I need." So with a smile spread wide on his dinosaur face, Lickety switched to high gear and he took up the race. He found it quite easy to match the strange creature's pace. Then the creature stopped playing and zoomed into space. Looking after the creature, his heart about to burst, Lickety stopped on the road and cried in the dirt. His long search was over. He tried at every cost to be someone special, but his quest was now lost. Alone in the grass, Lickety felt he had failed. Then the silence broke with a distant lizard wailed. He stretched up his neck to see the cause of such commotion. When he realized what it was, he went into motion. A giant swooping bird snatched a child from its mother. It was now Lickety realized he had the ability of no other. He ran his hardest and stretched his neck as far as it would go. He snatched the baby from the bird. Luckily, he caught its toe. The mother lizard was overjoyed with such a courageous deed. "Oh, thank you, Lickety. You came in my time of need." Lickety saved the baby bird. "You saved my child's life, young fella, and rescued him from danger. You really are quite special for helping a total stranger. No one else has a big, long neck that can stretch so very high. I'm very glad you are who you are." And then she bid him goodbye. Lickety felt wonderful. What the mother had said was true. Then he looked inside himself and thought, "Hey, I'm glad I'm me too." And that is the story of Lickety Split. Who are you? I hope you boys enjoyed the story. Good night from Granny.